Hi, my name is LouieS, and today I'll be sharing my Zenith project with you guys. So a little overview about my project. I decided I wanted to release a full-fledged song, which meant I'd be responsible for the instrumental, mixing, mastering, and even the cover art for the song. Early I decided that I would try to make an R&B type of track, and initially I tried to contact some local artists in an attempt to have them be on my song. However, later on, I figured having someone that I actually knew would be more reliable, so I teamed up with fellow design student Amara to sing on my track. I've heard Amara sing multiple times on her Instagram, and it worked out great because her voice really fit with the genre and vibe I was going for. So the initial instrumental process was somewhat frustrating because I usually don't make R&B music as much as I should, so I didn't have a solid foundation to start from. I basically had to start from square one every time. However, the more instrumentals I made, the more I started making stuff I actually liked, which ultimately brought me my final instrumental. So here's a picture of the session of the final instrumental. I know you guys can't hear it, but I'll show you a preview of the song later. I mainly drew inspiration from artists like Janae Aiko, Summer Walker, female artists that I listen to, and I try to make a track that I felt that I could hear them being on. And as far as the structure of the song, I didn't try to make it too complex. If you guys listen to R&B, you can hear that there aren't too many complex beats because the main focus is always the artist, of course, but more so in R&B. So I try to just keep simple chords, simple drums, and let my artist work. This brings me to my vocal process. So the initial step was that I asked Amara to record her part over the final instrumental I sent her with no effects because I do those later on. So she recorded the song on GarageBand, and she told me she used a mic not of the best quality, which still worked great because her raw vocals sounded surprisingly good. But there was obviously still work to be done, as is with any raw vocals. So I then brought the vocals into Logic Pro X, which is the picture on the right, and mixed the vocals with the beat, which meant I applied effects like reverb, delay, equalizers, compression, etc. And then after a bunch of trial and error, I ultimately came out with a final product I really liked. Now onto the cover art process. I was now really venturing into uncharted territory at this point because prior to this production, I could confidently say that I had never created cover art. So for this part of my Zenith, I decided to take slow and calculated steps, starting all the way from the mood board. So for the mood board, I continued to take inspiration from 2010's R&B, and as you can see, it was a very sturdy foundation for the cover I'd eventually make. The first steps I took were to create a frame for an eventual picture of Amara I'd insert and then build from there. This included creating that gradual color strip on the side and adding a gradient to the background. And I also decided to move the strip to the top and added grain texture to the whole cover. So this is the final product. I also added a little shadow behind the frame and found a nice font for the title and names. But yeah, I really liked how this came out. Obviously, my main goal wasn't to try and copy any specific cover. However, the final product I created looks like something I'd have in my music library, which was what I was really going for. So this is a preview of me and Amara's song. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope y'all enjoy and have a good day.